Hi guys, welcome. Today we're going to be trying out Garage Therapy Zero Decon Shampoo. Decontamination shampoo, deep cleansing, super concentrated, foam lance compatible. Shake well, wear gloves, fill your bucket with warm water, add soap to bucket, or foam lance 1 to 75 all the way to 1 to 10. So we've got a bunch of different options here. So what we're going to do is we're going to foam this on. We're going to use a pretty standard dilution, like a 1 to 75, which is what they're calling for here. And we'll see how that works and test it out. It says it's high lubrication, free rinsing, alkaline pH, strength to strip old waxes and sealants. I'm messing around with this guy. This is like this cheap Amazon foam cannon thing, but that was like 30 milliliters of soap. Just did the whole car. I have a metering tip in the bottom of this. It's pretty interesting. So we're gonna let this dwell, let it run. We'll see how it does. I might hit the side just again with a little bit more soap. It's kind of an interesting idea. If we could find a foam cannon with a high quality bottle that could run like a 1 to 100 dilution, that you could just fill it up with straight soap, you wouldn't even need much. I mean, this at the proper dilution actually holds as much or more than like the MTM foam cannon when you're diluting everything. Just gonna hit this again, kind of keep it wet. We'll go over it with our bucket, see how it does. We've got really good runs, lots of colorful foam. I like that. I'm seeing bugs just turn yellow and kind of run off the car. So definitely working really well. Decon shampoos, you're typically going to use those before you're doing a coating or kind of to clean up something that's clogged or maybe not really performing well anymore. It's doing a good job of attacking things like bugs and dirt. Slickness is good, feels good on the mitt. And the smell is, that there is a smell, it's not bad, it's not great, it's not, you know, like fruity or anything. Just, I don't know, kind of smells clean. This actually works really well. Huh. I like this a lot. You see all the foam's like brown, running off the car. It's a great job of lifting the dirt. Obviously we didn't do a foam rinse foam today. That's okay, I don't think the car was too dirty. So, cheat a little. Lots of colorful runs coming off the bumper. Looks good. Very nice. Bugs are wiping right off the front. Okay. Not bad. I am picking up a lot of black on the trim, the rubber trim, a little bit more than usual. Decon Shampoo. We tested it right around a 75 to 1 PIR. So that would be a total dilution, meaning that you're putting in your cannon something like 1 to 6, 1 to 5, depending on the cannon that you're using. Most cannons are 1 to 12 to 1 to 15 in the manifold. So 75 divided by 15 would be 5. 75 divided by 12 would be like 6.5. Yeah, it worked really well. The 75 to 1 is what they consider a light soiling, which I would say is where I was. Saw good colorful drips, good running, no issues with dwelling. I don't have any spots or etching or any marks that I can see anywhere. There was a lot of black that came out of the rubber seals and stuff like that from cleaning. And I don't generally have that on Mercedes, I will say. Volkswagen and BMW are both pretty well known for having that happen when you're washing older cars. Mercedes, not so much, but you know, I don't know if it was just getting some embedded dirt out that I hadn't gotten to in a little while, or if it's actually, you know, a little bit too caustic for the rubber seals, but it did a really good job, honestly. Almost touch-free, or could have probably been touch-free. I was, you know, spraying the bugs and they're just falling off the car. You know, it did a good job. The rinse off was good. The slickness on the pad was great. The smell was fine. It's not my smell. I'd prefer, like GSF has that cherry smell. I like that. This is a little bit more, I don't know, masculine, a little less fruity. It doesn't smell bad. It just, you know, it's fine. And a lot of high alkaline shampoos don't smell great. So if I'm comparing this to something like a Built Hambor Touchless, which I think is a pretty close comparison in terms of like the alkalinity and the purpose, it doesn't really smell worse than that or better than that. It's just kind of similar. So another garage therapy product that worked really well. Again, like I've said in all the other videos, I really like their packaging, their labeling, their instruction set is really good, nice and clear and concise. They give you these 4 best results. You know, use a dilution of 50 ml to 400 ml of water, mix thoroughly in the foam lance bottle, spray onto the car at a high foaming setting. In some scenarios, it can be beneficial to foam or spray the product onto a dry car. Allow to dwell for 4 to 5. Like, just good directions. If you don't know what you're doing and you pick this up for the very first time, you can follow the directions and get a good result. And that's really what I'm liking about garage therapy. The dry off was good. You see that it kind of unclogged my coating, and I had good hydrophobics. The blower was able to mostly dry the car. I used one single towel to do the rest of it. The towel isn't even large. It's a 16 by 27. I didn't talk about it on this video, but I have tested Sigma V3 and their quick detailer, and both of those are pretty amazing. So I would follow up with that as a drying aid / topper, you know, spray it on a slightly wet car or spray it on a dry car and just go over it. It adds a little bit of slickness and gloss, and I really like the experience of that. I'd probably go with the quick detailer personally. Sigma, I think, is like 90% as slick as that. It probably has a little bit more protection. Sigma can build on itself. But the quick detailer is actually like really phenomenal. It smells like bananas. It's really good. Anyway, that's all I have for today. There will be one more video on the garage therapy line, which will be DMS, WSR, panel wipe, and CS. I've got an interesting way that I'm going to make that happen when the sun comes out here, and we'll test them out and see how they do, and hopefully that works out for me, because this video is coming out whether that one does or not. So thank you for watching today. If you're interested in garage therapy products or any of the products that I've messed around with today or any other day, check out the links below. If you go to the House of Rags and you buy garage therapy, you're going to get 10% off. I'm going to get 10% back. There's going to be free shipping over $125. Most of the garage therapy products are currently in stock. The ones that aren't, I know, are on reorder. I've been really impressed with the line. I think they're really good. And you know, following those links is one of the ways that you help to support my channel. All of the products that you saw today were bought by me with my own money. So nothing was given to me for testing or anything like that. When that does happen, it's pretty rare, but I always call it out in the video. So everything today was bought with my own money. This is kind of interesting. I've been messing around with it for a week or two now. It's a cool idea. If you put a metering tip in this, you could run soap straight. So let me kind of explain what I mean by that. A normal foam cannon, like if I take this foam cannon here off the wall, we take the soap and we put in, you know, 100 milliliters of soap, and then we put in water to the rest of it, right? So we end up with 1,000 milliliters of solution, you know, a liter in this bottle, but it's like 1/10 soap and the rest of it's water. Well, if you could do straight soap with a tip in here that draws less, to make it so that the, you know, because we already have water flowing through here, right? There's already water. I got a giant tank of water over there. So why do I need water in there if I already have water here, right? Theoretically. So I'm playing around with how I could potentially make that work. This is kind of an interesting choice. It's a little leaky in that, like, if you have a product in here and you just have it sitting, it'll actually like drip out the tip, as you can see, through here. So I don't exactly know how. I guess when you're not using it, you just have to leave it like this, upside down, which works. But it doesn't have a pickup tube, so maybe one with a pickup tube with a bottle on the bottom, but only a 100 ml bottle, maybe that would work. I don't know. I need to play around with a couple different options here, but it's kind of an interesting idea where you could have just the soap. I just fill this up with soap. I just fill this up with GSF. 100 milliliters of GSF, just fill it up. If I fill that up with soap, I could theoretically wash 2 cars with this, 2 full cars, you know, at like a normal dilution. Depending on the soap, like Incredible Suds, I could actually probably do 3 or 4. Just depends on the dilution that they're trying to target. So kind of an interesting idea, something to mess around with. Maybe try to figure out how to make something. I don't know, we'll see. I don't necessarily want to be in like the construction of products game. I'm already doing that with a pad washer, but so that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.